All I'm learning is that fucking Anya's getting a Stella if Henderson has anything to say. It's actually kind of interesting. This is the most non-feeling Spy Family arc because of this episode. Like, last week felt like Spy Family with Anya being kidnapped. This is just, I don't know, it's a different feeling anime, but not in a bad way. So many animes, when they make a dark scene, it's so hard to see the character models because they just make everything pitch black. Props to the studio who actually like made the characters have some color in the dim scene so we could actually see everyone. Because I'm getting the impression she legitimately just went to a fucking protest and got killed, which is not good. You would have thought she's in America. Wow, what the fuck happened? I mean, no wonder the guy crashed out though, right? Balls of steel. We better get a fucking Stella for this. Henderson saw it all too, so he has to be able to vouch for us. I love how we go from the most not feeling Spy Family episode to the most feeling Spy Family episode. I don't know how they did this. I gotta be real. Is my girl getting her Stella? Looks like 4 of them are, actually. Hey you, if you got this far in the video, make sure you drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here in Patrons where you can catch my full live reactions to all these episodes of Spy Family and more. If you also want to help fund the channel videos just like these. We haven't talked about it recently on the channel because no one really seems to watch it, so you know what to do with the likes and comments. But for now, let's jump into it. See, Spy Family to me is one of my favorites to watch, even if YouTube doesn't really reward me for watching it, because it's such a fun and charming show, but there's something specifically interesting about episode 45 with the bus jacking arc coming to an end. Because on one hand, I think it's the most feeling Spy Family episode with its shenanigans and ridiculousness, but on the other hand, I actually think it's the least feeling Spy Family episode. And what I mean is, while certainly Spy Family has had intense moments, Yor is an assassin. When you involve anything with that and we actually focus on it, it gets bloody, it gets intense. Not saying Spy Family hasn't had intensity, but this man right here, Billy, his story, it does feel like it fits in the world of Spy Family, but there's something about how they directed it that has me saying it doesn't feel like the Spy Family I've come to know and love. But I don't say that as an insult. It actually works really well, but it's odd that I'm saying that something that doesn't feel like it belongs in the traditional sense of the Spy Family formula is a benefit to a formula that I actually really like naturally. Because usually if you're going to say, hey, it doesn't feel like what the show normally is and I like it more because of that, it means that I have issues with the normal formula, but I don't. I don't know how they balanced it like this, but it really works for me. Because essentially what we have is this man's daughter, you know, no matter how old she got, he always looked at her as, you know, his little girl. And she died going to this protest, right? And then ultimately the group that she was protesting with, he ends up joining and, you know, he did some bad things. He ended up kidnapping an entire group of students from Eden College and essentially involved them in if the government doesn't give us what we want, you all gonna blow up. The thing though about Billy is that even though I didn't think he was a great guy last week, I'm not surprised they made me switch my tune on him as effortlessly as they did. Because at the end of the day, when you see who he was at his core, he really does feel like he was just someone who loved his daughter. And it's easy to say, well, how could someone who loved his daughter put other daughters or sons in harm's way? But when you are under the assumption and get brainwashed by Mario, because that's really who he was working with, it's pretty easy to be like, oh, we're fighting for, you know, prosperity. We're not going to actually hurt the kids. We're going to use them as shields. Maybe it's not nice, but a government that allows for the type of shit that currently is happening in corruption, how does that make us any worse? We're just stooping to their levels. It's very easy to see how people would be manipulated. I don't think I would get involved in this. But put in his exact shoes, I can never say it for sure because, you know, grief and loss and having the wrong voices whisper in your ear can get you to do some really bad things. And this is what I like because anytime there's been Anya moments in the past 2 episodes with this busjacking, hijacking, kidnapping arc, Anya has felt like Anya. I mean, at the end of the day, a girl who can read minds knew that the bombs they were strapping around the kids' necks weren't actually bombs, they were fakes. The fact that she can walk up to him and say, hey, mister, shit, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Give me food. That is the most Anya programmed thing she could have done. And the fact that the energy of a little girl fighting for what she believes in, as stupid as it is that she wanted food, was enough for him to think of his daughter because that's what she did. No matter how much people said it was stupid, she fought for it. It's honestly the most brilliant thing. And this is where it starts feeling more like the Spy Family you've come to know and love. In the last episode, there's a moment where it first gets put on her. She keeps hitting it. because she knows it's not real, but everyone else thinks it's a bomb, and it's like, oh gosh, she has nerves of steel, but also she's putting her life in danger. It's really funny. But I wasn't expecting to be saying what I did about Mr. Billy here, because the vibe I got from him last week was that he probably wasn't the worst of the three on the bus. But at the same time, he seems so cold. But the way they flipped the coldness on its head to make him feel like, yes, of course he belongs in the world of Spy Family because of the terrorist stuff, the spy stuff, the assassin stuff. We have that and we have seen it. And it's really hard to put a specific reason on why he specifically feels like the most serious and mature story I've seen from this to date. Maybe because it feels in a way the most grounded, because like when you're dealing with assassin stuff, of course assassin stuff exists in our own world, and espionage, spy stuff, of course, but just separating the core meme characters away. And yes, you still have the cuteness of Anya, but just allowing this man to feel like, huh, I could have watched a full-ass movie of just his plans building into this and the conclusion of it. And the fact that if Mr. Mario didn't decide to drive the bus off, he probably would have had a much less prison sentence. Maybe not. Because at the end of the day, the people who had control of the situation by the end were okay shooting kids if it meant killing the terrorists. But Mr. Mario over here, who really, if you've seen the Mario movie, he really feels like he could have been one of Mario and Luigi's uncles or something. This woman at least was smart enough, so she might get a better prison sentence. But then again, they say they don't negotiate with terrorists, so they might all get the same. Who the hell knows? All I know is that I thought to myself, with what I saw with Anya, she deserves a goddamn Stella, and if you watch the preview, she's getting that damn Stella. Spoiler alert, I suppose. I normally don't watch previews, but I thought to myself, you know what? I need to see if they tease it, and they do. And honestly, I think all four of them probably deserve a Stella. Anya probably deserves two, if I'm being real, because at the end of the day, she is the entire reason that bus didn't go completely haywire from the beginning. Though I do imagine half the school's gonna love her and half the school's gonna hate her for the fact that she put their lives in danger, not only by smacking bombs on her chest to assert her authority, but also because her stomach was grumbling. And honestly, if you really think about it though, the fact that this man truly thought this was just a bunch of spoiled rich kids, and the fact that she was so desperate to fight for food shows that maybe even poor people go to this school, and that he had the wrong idea is kind of the most brilliantly Spy Family thing you could do to disarm a situation with a guy who truly actually cares about kids. I think that man wouldn't have pulled the trigger even if they ran. Would Mario have pulled the trigger? Probably, but I don't get the impression Billy would have. I don't know, everything I saw from this man, I think he did it all for show, and, you know, maybe if push came to shove, maybe he could have, but I don't get the impression this was a man who wanted to kill kids. And I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, you walk in, you think, oh, there's going to be some weird Yuri, or maybe Yor will save the day, and, you know, props to Yuri, he did take care of one of the buses, but it's weird. For half of the episode feeling the least like Spy Family, and knowing how much I like the core Spy Family identity, it's interesting how an episode that feels both the least and most like it, I like both sides equally, but it's like, where was this guy's story up to this point? Like, this is some masterful writing. Let me know your thoughts down below, though. What did you think of this arc? I really like it. There's been quite a few good arcs, so maybe we could finish the season on YouTube? I don't know. We'll see how this video does. Prove me wrong, because I think this will be a one-off here, but thoughts down below, drop a like, of course, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here. Patreon is where you'll catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more. If you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like the one you're watching, and that's why I like to give video shoutouts to my wonderful patrons who make it all possible. Alrighty, so today we got Agus TR, Lee Solman, Chitin Lord, Bill, Waka, Sebastian Just, and we also have Keegan Miller, so I appreciate the support. Please take care, and have a good one.